Hello everyone. So in today's topic we will be starting with the second chapter, that is national income accounting and related concepts. In our previous class we are done with the first chapter, basis of economics. So I hope everyone are clear with this topic. If not, you can again watch the video of the first chapter. So that is the basic concept. If you don't know anything related to the basics, then it is really highly very difficult for you to know all these coming chapters. So in a first chapter, the weightage is little bit more compared to all the chapters. So I request you all to study the first chapter in depth. And coming to the national income accounting and related concepts. So here you basically study about the gross domestic product, gross national product, net national product, NDP, NGP, and everything. So here you focus mainly on the GDP, GNP, what is real income, what is nominal income, and so on. So I'll be explaining you all these topics in depth. So don't worry about this. So let us get started with the topic. Okay. So firstly, let us understand what is the meaning of GDP, that is gross domestic product. So it says total value of final goods and services produced within the country during a year. So let us assume that there are four manufacturing companies in India. I'm telling you, in India, there are only four manufacturing companies. This is for example. So we will name those four companies as A, B, C, and D. Now, all these four companies are manufacturing different goods. So, after the goods have been produced and the goods and services are offered to sale, then we consider them as final goods. So, let us assume that A is manufacturing chocolate. So, what are the materials, raw materials they need for manufacturing chocolate? You all know, for manufacturing chocolates, they need cocoa, sugar, butter, or oil, etc. So, while processing, what are the raw materials they use? They are said to be as a raw material or a semi-finished good. Now, once after adding all this product, whatever the product has come out, and if it has been offered to sale, then it will be said as a final good. They are saying that all these final goods, not only the A's companies, all the final goods of A's companies, B's company, C's companies, and D's companies is known as GDP. I hope now we are clear with the concept of what is GDP. And one thing, these goods and services to be produced within the country during the year. That means it should be produced and offered to sale only inside the country. That is only in India they should be produced. They should be offered to sale. Now there is bit of confusion for you, right? So you're not getting how, what is this and all. So I would like to give you a few hints on how to get this point clear. The first thing you have to see is where is the company? Where is the company situated? Where is the person earning the income? And the second one you have to see is who is earning the income, whether he is a resident earning a income or if it is a non-resident who is earning income. Now who is resident? A resident is an domicile Indian person who is born in India and who is staying in India and who is doing the business in India is known as a resident. You all know that. Now who is a foreigner or a non-resident? A foreigner or a non-resident is a person who is staying in India. That's all. Who is staying in India, but he is not a resident of India. But in turn, he is a non-resident. because he is a foreigner. So let me give you an example. So let me take my example itself. I am doing a business in India where I manufacture chocolates and sell chocolates and produce chocolate in India only. So what is my status? Of course I am a resident. Suppose if I am staying in Australia and have come to India to make a business of toys. I produce toys and sell it to people. But where I was situated, where I am situating, and what is my status here? Of course, here I am a non-resident because I am I was staying in Australia. I just came to India to do the business. So here my status will be a non-resident. Now, when it comes to income, a person can earn the income either in India or from foreign. That means by sitting in India, he can earn in India only, or else as a resident or a non-resident, he can also earn the income from any of the foreign states. Okay, let me tell you in depth of everything. So for that we will consider three groups, namely Group A, Group B and Group C. So let us see in a Group A. Group A tells that Indian residents who is earning income from domestic territory. Now what is domestic territory? Domestic territory means within the country. Within the country. Now what they are saying? He is an Indian resident. Who is an Indian resident? Let us take the example for that. So let us consider example of Mukesh Ambani. So you all know who is Mukesh Ambani. So he is earning a profit from Jio in India at rupees 100. Now please be clear on this statement. So Mukesh Ambani, who is he? He is a resident or non-resident? Of course he is a resident. Now he earns a profit in India. Where he is earning? He is earning in India. So now both are resident. I think this example is clear for you. Only in case if these statements are clear for you, you can understand further, or else I'm damn sure you cannot understand even a single thing. Okay, now coming to the group B, it says Indian residents who earns income from foreign territory. What does it mean? He is an Indian resident, but he is earning the income from the foreign. So let us take the example again. So let us take the example of Shah Rukh Khan. He has a restaurant in Dubai and he got some profit from Dubai at rupees 100. Now, again, who is SRK? He is a resident or non-resident? Of course, he is a resident of India. Now, where is Dubai? Is it in India? No, it is not in India. So, we can simply tell it as a foreign territory. Now, Group C. It tells that a non-resident who earns income from domestic territory. He is a non-resident. He is earning the income inside India. Okay, let us take the example again. Let us take the example of Amazon company. So let us take the example of Amazon company, Jeff Bezos, who is earning an income or a profit from the Amazon. So you all know Amazon is not a Indian company, and at the same time Jeff Bezos is also not an Indian resident. He is a non-resident. So he is the founder of the Amazon company. So what I think all of you do shopping in Amazon, right? So when you do shopping in Amazon, to whom does the profit goes? Of course to the owner. So the owner is a non-resident, but he is getting the profit from India. Now, at what price? At 50. Now let us understand in depth. Now I want to calculate GDP. Now what is GDP? A final goods and services which are produced inside the country or within the country. Now, in Group A, what is happening? He is an Indian resident. Where is he earning the income? In domestic company. Will this come for calculation of GDP? Will this come for calculation of GDP? Of course, yes, it will come for calculation of GDP. Now, second one, Indian residents who is earning income from foreign territory. Again, where he is earning? Is he earning the income inside the India? No. Then group B will not come for calculation of GDP. Now group C, non-resident who is earning income from India within the country. Now will this come for calculation of GDP? Of course yes. Now 100 plus 50 gives me 150. So my GDP is equals to how much? 150. So here again I have said the same thing in detail. So we add up group A and group C. It gives me 100 plus 50 is equal to 150. Why I have taken this? Because we consider the company which is functioning and earning the income only inside the country. Now the question arises, what you have to see here is, where is the income earned? It should be earned in the India within the country. Only then we consider it for GDP. I think now you are clear with GDP. Now let us go to GNP. I told you GNP is a national. Okay, okay. So let me first give you the meaning of GNP and let me then explain you the concept. So it tells that it is the total value of goods and services produced in a year by the means of production owned by a country resident, either inside the country or outside the country. In simple terms, if I want to tell you, it should be a resident of India. He should be a resident of India first of all, and he can earn the income either in the India, either inside the country or outside the country. That means first of all, he should be a resident. After that, he can earn income either in India or outside India. That is known as what? GNP. Now, let me come back to this example. So, here, what should we consider? We should consider who. He should be a resident. Only then we will add it for what? For GNP. Now, in group A, it tells that Indian resident. So blindly we can add it for GNP. Why? Because he is a resident of India. Now second one. Again Indian resident. Again we can add this blindly because he is also a resident of India. But you may be thinking it is earned in foreign territory. See, I will tell you one thing. While calculating GNP, we will not consider where the income is earned. We will consider who is earning income. Only the residents will be added for a GNP. Now the third one, that is the group C. It tells a non-resident. So even if he is earning inside India, we will not consider this because he is a non-resident. So we will not add group C. Simply we will add group A and group B because they both are a resident, and here we will get 200 of GNP. So again, here I have said the same thing. Here we consider only income earned by resident of India. So we consider who is earning the income. I think now we are clear with this statement. So now let us go to the next thing, that is NFIA. Now what is NFIA? It means that net factor income earned from abroad. Now whatever the income you earn from a foreign country or abroad, this is known as NFIA. So how do we come to NFIA? It's simply very easy. If any Indian workers who is working in abroad and foreign workers working in India, that means Indian workers working in abroad minus foreigners working in India. Now, here in group B, he is an Indian restaurant, but he is earning an income from foreign territory. That means SRK is an Indian restaurant, but he is working in Dubai. Now, coming back to this. Is he a Indian worker? Is he a Indian? Yes, he is an Indian. But he is working in abroad. Yes, yes. So we will take group B. Now next one, foreigners working in India. Of course, Jeff Bezos. He is getting the income from India, which is from Amazon. You all do shopping in Amazon, and those profit will go to him. So again, we will add this. But why we are not taking group A? It is because simply he is an Indian resident and earning income from India only. So what was our concept? He should be a Indian and he should be working in either in foreign country, or else he should be a foreigner or he should be working in India. But in this concept, he is an Indian resident and working in India itself. Hence, we will not take group A. So here we will take only group B and group C. But here we will not add these two. We will deduct 100 minus 50. What is 100 minus 50? 100 minus 50 is equal to 50 only, right? So this is NFIA. And I would like to tell you one more thing. If he is an Indian resident and if he is working in India only, earning the income in India only means it will be helpful for calculating for both domestic and as well as national. But if he is an Indian resident and he is working only in foreign, if he is getting any income from foreign, then we will take this only for calculation of national. If he is a non-resident and if he is earning the income from India, then it will be helpful for taking for calculation only in domestic. So now, okay, one more thing, that is, yes. So in NFIA, net factor income from abroad. So forget whatever the thing. Don't forget. I mean, like forget this concept. That is NFIA. For now, you forget this concept. Concentrate on this thing. Don't get confused between those and this. So I told you to forget this NFIA. Now coming to back to this. So here, what we do is whenever the income is coming into India, what we will do? We have to add. And if the income is going outside India, what we will do? We will subtract. Now, what we have studied till now, we studied GDP and GNP, right? Now let us study NDP also. So now, NDP tells that net national product. So it is the value of net output of the economy or a country during the year. Suppose you are manufacturing chocolate business and you have a machinery in your company. So normally by using those machineries, the value will decrease. Whenever the value decreases, we call it as a depreciation and we also calculate depreciation. Now there will be wear and tear. Now whatever the depreciation has been caused, what we will do? We will deduct those depreciation from which? From gross. Simply, when you have to calculate a net domestic product, you have to deduct the depreciation from gross domestic product. So now what is gross domestic product? What is GDP? What is GDP? It is the value of the final goods and services. So whatever the final goods you get, from that you have to deduct the depreciation. You have to deduct the depreciation. If you deduct the depreciation from the GDP, you will get net domestic product. I'm sorry, it is not net national product. I'm really sorry. It is a net domestic product. Okay, now coming to the next thing. If I have to calculate net national product, that is NNP. Again, the same thing. If I want to calculate NNP is equal to GNP minus depreciation. So here, if you can see this NP and NP is both common. So what is the depreciation? Net and gross. So I told you, whenever you have to calculate a net, Then if you simply deduct the depreciation from what? From gross. So here from gross, if you have to calculate a gross, that is like GDP or GNP, then you have to add a depreciation. If you have to calculate a net domestic product or net national product, you have to deduct the depreciation. Now tell me, if you want to calculate, if you want to calculate GDP, yes, if you want to calculate GDP, what you have to do? It is very simple. Here you have to write it G. So DP remains same. And here you have to write it N. DP remains same. So now you have to add the depreciation. Add depreciation just opposite to this. That's all. Now tell me, if I want to calculate gross national product, what should I do? Very simple. Gross national product is equals to net national product plus depreciation. Plus depreciation. Okay, shall we solve some problems now? And then we will see the next concept. Okay? Yes. Okay, so coming to the first question, it tells that convert from GDP. I'm really sorry. Just give me a minute, please. So the first question that tells me to convert GDP to GNP. That means from domestic to national. You convert from domestic to national. It is telling me. So how do I do that? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I was not able to type there, so it got some time. Okay, now it is telling me to convert from GDP to GNP, that is from domestic to national. So now you tell me, if I have to calculate national, should I add NFIA or should I deduct NFIA? So what is happening? See, in case of NFIA, it is we are considering the whole world. We are considering the whole world. That means we will add we will add NFIA. So we have to add NFIA to what? To GDP. Yes. I think it is bit confusing for you. Okay, let me give you very simply. Let me explain you very simple. See, in case if you want to calculate national, you should simply add NFIA to GDP. To GDP. Because they are asking me to calculate GNP. So GNP is equals to, you have GDP. GDP plus NFIA will give me GNP. Okay, is it clear for you? GNP is equals to GDP plus NFIA, or other way around, GDP plus NFIA is equals to GNP. Now, let me go to the second question. So it is telling me convert GNP to GDP, national to domestic. See, if you see this clearly, there is GNP and there is GDP. There is GDP. Can you find any two similarities between these two? Of course, one is G and one is P. G and P, if it gets cancelled, what is remaining? National is remaining, and what is remaining? Domestic is remaining. So now I have to calculate gross domestic product. So what should I do? Of course, I have to take GNP here. So if I take GNP here, now for me, I have two chances, either to add NFIA or to deduct NFIA. So in case of domestic, We are considering only within the income earned within the country. If we consider only income earned within the countries, then we have to deduct NFIA. We have to deduct what? We have to deduct NFIA because we are not considering the income earned abroad. So here we are taking only the income which is earned inside the India. Income earned only inside the India, but not the income which is earned outside the India. So in the first case, if you see, we have added Mukesh Ambani, who is a resident of India. Along with that, we have added Shah Rukh Khan, who is earning in Dubai. That means NFIA. We have added him also. But here we will not be adding, we will not add what? What we will not add here? Is it Jeff Bezos who is earning profit inside India? No, because it is inside India. We will take into GDP. Is it Shah Rukh Khan who is earning profit from Dubai, which is not in India? Yes, we have to deduct Shah Rukh Khan here. So we will be getting what? GDP. I think now we are clear with this. So if you're clear with this concept, so now let me go to the next question. So the next question tells me that convert the gross domestic product into net domestic product. So what you have to do in case of net? What you have to do in case of net? You should add depreciation or you have to deduct depreciation. Yes, you have to deduct depreciation from what? From gross domestic product. And if you have to calculate gross domestic product, then what you have to do for net domestic product? You have to add or deduct depreciation. Yes, you have to add depreciation there. So yeah, so now I have to calculate NDP. So the formula is NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation because you are calculating net. You are calculating net. So you have to deduct depreciation. Now, if you have to calculate GDP, then how do you do? It is opposite to this. In case of if you have to calculate GDP, for NDP, you have to add depreciation. You have to add depreciation. Another simple logic is if you are converting from N to G, from N to G, you have to add depreciation. From N to G, you have to add depreciation. Other way around, if you are converting from G to N, from G to N, then what you have to do? You have to deduct the depreciation. From G to N, from gross domestic to net domestic, you have to deduct the depreciation. Other way around, if you are calculating from N to G, you have to add depreciation. Very simple logic, right? So yes. So okay. So we are done with the first A1. Now convert gross domestic product into net national product. That is from GNP to NNP. Can you see the similarities here? NP and NP is same. G and N is only what? Different. Now, what do you do in case of net national product? Will you add or deduct depreciation? Of course, you have to deduct depreciation from what? From gross national product. Now, let's see. It says that convert net national product to gross national product. Again, if you have to calculate gross national product, you have to add depreciation for net national product. Very easy, right? If you understand this, trust me, it is very easy for you. Okay. Now the summary. It is telling me that first one summary. Let us see the summary. If you want to calculate gross domestic product, if you have to calculate gross domestic product, then you have to. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Yes. If you have to calculate net domestic product, then from GDP, you have to less depreciation. You have to calculate, okay, from G to N. From G to N, what you have to do? You have to deduct depreciation. Again, from GNP and net national product. So here DP and NP remain same, right? Only difference is gross to net, and here gross national to net national. Here gross domestic to net domestic. Here you are considering only domestic. Here you are considering both as national. So both are same. Now, in case of net domestic product and net national product, you have to add NFIA. And in case of gross domestic product to gross national product, again you have to add NFIA. So here both are same. One is gross to gross, next is national to national. That's all. From D to N and D to N. So in case of national, will you consider NFIA or not? Of course, we will consider NFIA. That is, we will be adding NFIA in case of national. In case of in case of domestic, will you take Shah Rukh Khan into consideration or not? No, you will deduct Shah Rukh Khan because he is earning income in Dubai. It is not within the country, so you have to deduct this. In case of national, you will add because in case of national, we will take the income which is earned in abroad. Okay, I think now we are clear with the start also. So now let us go to the next question. So all are same. If you want this material, then please let me know in the comment section below. I'll let you know what is the price of this material. So I've prepared all of material for reference purpose itself. So if you want it, then just let me know in the comment section, and I will let you know what is the price of this material, and you can buy them. Okay. So now let us go to the next concept. So the next concept is factor cost and market cost. So first let us understand the factor cost, and then we will go to the market cost. So can you tell me what are the four factors of production? What are the four factors of production? Yes, it is land. Another one. Yes, it is labor. I'll write it as L. I will write it as L, labor. And then, yes, capital, organization. These are the four factors of production. Now, let me give you an example. I want to make chocolates. I want to make chocolate. First of all, for making chocolate, I need a particular land for manufacturing a chocolate. Now I got land. And for this, I want some laborers to operate the machinery and everything. So I also got the laborers. Now for this, I need some amount for buying the raw materials because my company is a new company, and for me I need to invest some amount in order to do the chocolate. Only then I can get what? Profit. Okay. Now I also have an organization. I also have a separate organization. Okay. Now by getting all these things, I am doing what? Manufacturing chocolate. For this, I have to pay some money for land. I have to pay some money for laborers and also for procurement of capital also. So now let us see. For laborers, I am giving 60 rupees. For laborer, I am giving 60 rupees. And I have got capital contribution of 40 rupees. So now what is 60 plus 40? 60 plus 40 is equals to 100. Now for this I have added a 10 rupees of profit. How much? 10 rupees of profit. So it gives me 110 rupees. How much? 110 rupees. So now when I am selling this at 110 rupees, the government will of course ask me for a tax. You have to give me a tax before selling it to the consumers, isn't it? Okay. Now for 110, I am giving the tax. How much? Let me assume that I am paying 20 rupees as indirect tax. As indirect tax. Okay. So now what is the final amount? The final amount is 130 rupees. How much? 130 rupees. So now let us assume that in market, in market, they are selling chocolates at 120 rupees only. Now what happens if any of the firms, all the firms named as A, B, C, D, all are selling at 120 rupees. Now suddenly E is a company who is selling at 130 means will any person buy that? Of course. Then what happens? The government is giving subsidy. The government is giving how much? Subsidy. Answer. Yeah. The government is giving what? Subsidy. So if I deduct the subsidy from this amount from 130, if I deduct the subsidy, what I will get? I will get 120 rupees. So this is my market price. So this is my market price. So now other way around. Okay. So when does the government gives me subsidy? When it comes to know that their price, their price is more than the market price, then they will give the subsidy. So whenever they give the subsidy, we have to add the subsidy. So normally when we add subsidy, we will deduct income tax. So we have to deduct the income tax from market price. From market price. Then we will get factor cost. Very easy, right? If you want to calculate factor cost, you have to stick to that. In case of factor cost, the government is giving subsidy. So you have to add the subsidy. If you are adding the subsidy, then the income tax will be deducted from the market price. So you get factor cost. Very simple, right? Yes. So now if you have to calculate the market price, if you have to calculate the market price, if you have to calculate the market price, then it is just opposite to this. In case of finding the market price from the factor cost, you are paying what? Along with the factors of contribution, you are giving 60 rupees for labor, 40 rupees for capital, and 20 rupees for indirect tax, and 10 rupees your profit. Along with that, you are paying what? 20 rupees as indirect tax. So you have to add indirect tax in case of market price, and subsidies will be deducted here. Subsidies will be deducted in case of market price. And in case of factor cost, subsidies will be added. If subsidies is added, then income tax will be deducted from market price. Okay, I think now we are clear. But I would like to tell you one note on this. See, sometimes the subsidies can be more than tax. Suppose you are paying a tax of 20 rupees, the subsidies can they can give the subsidies at 30 rupees or even 40 rupees. Or sometimes it can be too low at it cannot be too low, but out of if you are paying 20 rupees as tax, they will see what is the market price. If the market price is 130, then they will, if the market price is 130 and your manufacturing cost is 140, then they will give 10 rupees as subsidies for you. And sometimes they can also give you 30 rupees as subsidies and 40 rupees as subsidies also. So don't get confused over this. So normally when it is a factor cost, you will add subsidies and deduct income tax from market price. When it is market price, from factor cost, you will add indirect tax and deduct subsidies. That's all. There is nothing to confuse here. You have to understand the concept. That's it. Okay. So, in this, it is telling that in case of factor cost, you have to include the tax, and in case of market price, you have to exclude the tax. Okay. So factor cost plus indirect tax is equals to market price. So you all know that. So what we did, we have added the labor and capital and profit. For that we have added 20 rupees indirect tax. So what it gave me? It gave me the market price at 130 rupees. Okay. Now let us see GDP at factor cost. GDP at factor cost is equals to, you have to take GDP at market price. For that, what you have to do in this factor cost, what will happen? They will give me the subsidies because my price is more than the market price. So they will give me the subsidies. So I have to add subsidies for what? For indirect tax. Then what will be the indirect tax? It will be deducted from market price. So simple. GDP at market price minus indirect tax plus subsidy is equal to GDP at factor cost. Opposite of this will give me the market price. So GDP at market price is equal to GDP at factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidy. Minus subsidy. Okay. Very easy, right? Okay. I think we'll solve some problems on this also. Okay. Okay. It tells the factor cost to market price. Okay. First one, it tells me that convert NDP at factor cost to NDP at market price. So here NDP is common, only difference is factor cost and market price. So by using NDP at factor cost, what you have to do? Now, if you have to calculate NDP at market price, if you have to calculate NDP at market price, will you add subsidy or deduct subsidy? Of course, I will deduct subsidy. Now, what will happen to the indirect tax? You have to add to what? To the factor cost. Correct, right? Yes. So, in case of factor cost, now we have to calculate factor cost. NDP at factor cost to NDP at market price. Sorry, NDP at market price to NDP at factor cost. Now what will happen? Now what will happen? NDP at factor cost is equal to NDP at market price. NDP at market price, then minus income tax. Yes. Then subsidies add or deduct. Yes, you have to add the subsidies. In case of factor cost, they will give me the subsidy. They will give the subsidy. Yes. So the first question, did you understand the first question? Okay. Convert NDP at factor cost to NDP at market price. We have taken NDP at market price is equal to NDP at fixed cost, factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidy. Now, second one tells me that convert GDP at market price to GDP at factor cost. See, they may give you GDP, NDP, NNP, whatever it is, from factor cost to market price or from market price to factor cost. You have to simply understand the logic. In case of factor cost, you have to deduct the indirect tax and add the subsidy. In case of market price, you have to add indirect tax and deduct subsidies. That's all. Okay, so GDP. We will also do the summary now. So here they are telling to convert GDP at market price to GNP at market price. So what is common in the GPG? Here D and N. So here you have to find some steps before moving to the next thing, because in the previous sum what happened, both GDP, they have given both GDP, but in this case they have given one as GDP and one as GNP. Not a problem, we will find it. Firstly, we have to find GNP. Okay, we will find GNP. So you got what is similarity. G and P is similar. So N is the only different and G is the only different. So in case of national, will you add NFIA or deduct NFIA? We will add NFIA to what? To GDP. Now you got GNP also. Now once you have got the GNP, for you it will be easy to calculate. Now let us calculate NDP also. We will calculate NDP also. So in order to calculate, why you have to calculate NDP? Because from GNP you have calculated. Now we have to calculate GDP also. So from GDP, are you getting confused here? Okay, let me tell you other way around. Okay, see, they have given GDP at market price to GNP at factor cost, isn't it? So here market price and fixed cost is different. That is fine. But here both should be same. Then it will be easy for you to calculate. But here this both is different, isn't it? They have given GDP and GNP. So here two things are similar. One is G and one is P. The other difference is G, D and N. What is the other difference? D and N. Okay. Now, what you have to do? You have to calculate GNP also, and you have to calculate GDP also, and you will get both similar things. Then you can calculate fixed cost and market price. Now, in order to get GNP, you have to do some work. What work is this? From GNP, from GDP, you have to add NFIA, isn't it? From GDP, you have to add NFIA. And from if you have to calculate GDP, what you have to do? What you have to do? In case of GDP, in case of GDP, two things remain same. What are those two things? What are those two things? D and P. If D and P remain same, what is the other difference? Yes, it is N. So now gross to net, G to N. What you have to do in case of G to N? In case of G to N, what you have to do? You have to minus depreciation. Or you can also understand in the other way. If you are finding NDP, if you are finding NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. GDP minus depreciation. So the same thing. So the NDP is equal to GDP plus minus depreciation. Now what you have got? You have got GNP. You have got GNP. You have got NDP. You have got what? NDP. Now the third one. So GNP at market price to GNP at fixed price. We will solve this one first. So in order to get GNP at fixed cost, you have to add subsidies and deduct indirect tax to GNP at market price. Okay. Now, now, now GDP. Okay, okay, GDP. So in case of GDP, what GDP at market cost. In case of GDP at market cost or market price, you have to add indirect tax and less subsidies to GDP at fixed cost. Now did you understand? Now did you understand the logic? It's okay. The questions will not be framed in this manner, but they will have questions like in case of factor cost, the subsidies will be added. In case of factor cost, the subsidies will be added and indirect tax will be dash. Option A, add. Option B, less. Option C, added to GNP at market cost. Option D, deducted to GDP at factor cost. So let me repeat the question again. In case of factor cost, in case of factor cost, the subsidies will be added and indirect tax will be dash. Option A, added. Option B, deducted. Option C, deducted from market cost. Option D, added to factor cost. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is it will be deducted from market cost, market price or market cost. So in case of factor cost, if subsidies are added, then indirect tax will be deducted from market price. Yes. So very simple, right? You have to understand the logic. So it is not like the questions will be asked in this manner or I have to practice all these things so only then I'll be good. It's not like that. You have to understand the logic. Only then you can get good marks. It doesn't matter like if you're bad at doing these max problems or I'm not good at doing these formula works. That doesn't matter at all. Okay, so now we are done with the factor cost and the market price, right? Now let us know. Okay, don't worry much about this 10 plus. Okay, okay. So what are the methods of calculating national income? Don't worry much about this. I don't know why it is. Okay. So there are three types of calculating the national income. So the first one is product or value added method and income method and expenditure method. So here product method is also called as value added method. So let me ask you a question. Product method is also called as option A income method, option B profit method, option C value added method, option D none of the above. What is the correct answer? It is value added method. So it measures the contribution of each producing enterprise in the territory of the country. So inside the country, whatever the production happens, on that whatever the value has been contributed, that will be measured in product value method. Okay, let me take an example. Now I am going to calculate the national income of chocolate. For producing, I need a raw material that is cocoa and I need sugar. I bought cocoa at 10 rupees and I have set the label. You have to add a sugar, you have to add a value for that, then the chocolate will be ready. The laborer had added a value of sugar of 2 rupees and the output came at 12 rupees. Now I am going to add the value for this chocolate and I am going to sell at 15 rupees. Now my question for all of you is, at what rate should I calculate the national income? Should I calculate at 15 rupees or should I calculate at 12 rupees or should I calculate at 10 rupees? The answer is 15 rupees. Why? Because after adding the values, the final amount is 15 rupees. I have added the value 10 plus 2, it came 12. I have added the value again 12 plus 3, it came 15. Now here the 15 is my national income. I am going to calculate at 15 rupees. Next one is income method. So in case of income method, what we do is, while calculating the national income, it is calculated by income received by individuals of the country. Now you tell me on what cases I will receive an income. If I am going to any work, I will receive a salary or wages. If I have a house, then I will get rent from that house. That is my income. If I have a building and I have let it out for rent purpose, then I will get money from them. If I have lended anyone loan, the person is going to give me the interest. It is also my income. If I am doing any businesses, then I will get the profit. So this profit can be earned in India or it can be earned in abroad also. If it is abroad, if it is earned in abroad also, I will add them. So simple, right? In case of national income of income method, the wages is added, rent is added, interest is added, profit is added, NFIA, that is net factor income earned in abroad. We will add it. Okay. Now, the next one is expenditure method. So, whatever the expenditure occurs, like consumption, you always wanted to eat something. Without eating, no person can live. So, each person has to eat one or other thing. So, if he has to eat those things, he has to go purchase. So, in order to purchase, he has to pay money. So, that money is consumption expenditure. Now I have more money. I am doing a company. I'm, I'm running a company. I wanted to purchase a stock in stock market. No, I have to purchase a stock in the initial public offering IPO. So there, if I have to purchase, it is my investment expenditure. I'm telling you again, investment should be made for the first time. If you are investing in any fixed deposit, it's fine. But if you are buying any stocks of any company, it should be bought for the first time only. If you are buying it from stock market, it will not be added here because they are second hand goods. Why? Because when a person who has bought it for the first time, the value has already been added in expenditure method. But if any second person is going in buying in the stock market, the value or the expenses will not be added. Now, government expenditure. Of course, government do many things. Government do many expenses. So all those expenses will be where it will be in expenditure method. Next, exporting and importing expenses. Whenever I export any goods from India to other country, there will be some sort of expenses, transportation expenses, traveling expenses, etc. So all these things I have to include in this only. Importing. Whenever I am importing good, the goods is coming in. I have told you what I have told you. Wait. Whatever the income is coming in India, coming to India, what I have to do? I have to add. When income is going out of India, what I have to do? I have to deduct it. Now importing. The goods is coming in, but the income, the money is going out of India. So I have to deduct it. Now, formula is national income under expenditure method is equal to consumption expenditure that we denote it as C plus investment expenditure that we denote it as I plus Government expenses, we denote it as G plus net export, that is X minus M. Why? Because whenever I'm importing any good, the money is going out, so I have to deduct it from exporting. Now, if it is all short form, so consumption expenses plus investment expenses plus government expenses plus exports minus imports, X minus M. Okay, so that's all for today. So in the next class, we will study more about this concept. Please let me know how did you feel about this topic in the comment section below. And if you feel that I have to improve still more, then please let me know that also in the comment section below. I'm happy to get your feedback. And if I have to improve, yes, of course, I will improve. Okay, so thank you everyone. So if you have any doubts or if you want any things from me, you can let me know in the comment section below as well. And if you want the notes of the national income which I have prepared, then please let me know in the comment section below, and I will also let you know what is the price of the notes, and you can then buy them. Okay, thank you everyone. See you in the next class.